So I would now request Bhavan and Bharat to say a few words, and after that, Chairman ISRO, Secretary Doss to say a few words, and then we'll open up for questions.
Thank you, Pawan sir. And sorry to keep you all waiting. So the automatic launch sequence, like Goenka sir said, had a small glitch initially, which we had to restart it again and sorted it out. And our heartbeats were rising, and it went smooth the moment we restarted, solved the problem, and then we took off. And I think this is a historic takeoff. First time a private company in India built an orbital rocket, brought to the launch pad, and took off from Indian soil. It's a big historic moment for India, and also a very important moment for the global space sector, because world needs more access to space, and the world has a new launch vehicle, and now this time the launch vehicle came from India. And we're also, in fact, very happy that this has been so well authorized by InSpace, which is the authorizing and promoting agency, the regulator for space in India, which Dr. Goenka represents. And he has done a phenomenal job of enabling the sector like no other. I think we have the best regulator in the world for space, and today is actually the result of that. And we're very proud that we were able to achieve this. And in fact, most of the credit goes to Team Skyroot, a team whose average age is just 28 years, has built this India's first private orbital rocket and successfully launched to orbit in the very first attempt. And this is truly a historic moment for India, and also really a proud moment personally for me and Bharat. So the vehicle took off at around 12 o'clock, and we had a great flight. In fact, we proved several new technologies. Like, in fact, the rocket is completely built with carbon composite. First time in India, very light material, and we were able to prove it fully qualified in actual flight. And then we have used 3D printed engine, which is the final engine which actually put the satellites into orbit. And we separated the two satellites successfully, Graha Space, our customer, and Skyroot's our own satellite. And I think it's the first time, an orbital rocket belongs to Skyroot, and then satellite was launched successfully, belongs to Skyroot, and the deployer in which the satellite was launched also belongs to Skyroot. I think this is a very important capability proof for Skyroot and also for Indian space. And then all credit goes to our team, suppliers, who have, like, the 400 plus suppliers across India who have supplied various critical systems to Vikram 1 rocket. And very important, our backbone, our investors who have who are with us in thick and thin, and throughout the entire journey of Skyroot from 8 years ago till now. And also our all exceptional set of advisors advising Skyroot on all critical issues. We're all, in fact, indebted to all this entire crew which made this mission happen. And also I would like to thank Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji, who opened up the sector to private players and set a very strong ambition. And ISRO, in fact, the spaceport where we are today, I believe is one of the best spaceports in the world. And the launch pad which we launched today, the first launch pad, is the most versatile, launch pad in the world. And we were able to work very closely with ISRO team, exceptional set of engineers who enabled this mission. And thank our ISRO chairman, Narayan sir, for enabling this entire journey, like seamless support given by all ISRO teams from SHAR, from Vikram Sarabhai Space Center, and ISTRAC, and other centers who supported this mission throughout. And with that, I think it's truly a great landmark moment for Indian space. I'm proud that happened in India and from Sriharikota today, and is enabled by InSpace and supported by ISRO. Thank you.
Yeah, so there's nothing more to add, and honestly, we are out of words personally, and just wanted to give a technical update in such we we targeted an orbit, like ultimate goal, epitome of goal for this mission was to actually reach orbit, and we did that. We targeted a 450 kilometer altitude, 60-degree inclination orbit, and we most precisely we reached that, and we will be updating on the exact orbital parameters we achieved soon after the quick look data analysis. And this is, as Pawan mentioned, a significant milestone. And to put it one lesson, India has become the third country where a private, with a private orbital class launch vehicle capability with this success. And one of the very few, one of the rarest moments where a private sector developed orbital rocket has been succeeded in its very first attempt. And this is a moment of great pride, not just for Skyroot and of all of India, I must say. And we're open to take any questions after the comments from the ISRO chairman.
Chairman ISRO, sir.
Dear friends, very, very good afternoon to all of you. Today, achievement is a great achievement for the Indian space sector. And we have to really thank our Honorable Prime Minister of India, Sri Narendra Modi ji, for his visionary leadership and direction for taking the space program to much greater heights. That is demonstrated today's launch. A startup company which is just started, Skyroot Aerospace System, started just 8 years back and developing a orbiter launcher and making a successful mission in the first attempt. It's really a great achievement, great satisfaction for every one of our country. Specifically, the space community is so proud on this great achievement. Surely, you all will agree with me, the Indian space ecosystem is growing under the leadership of our Prime Minister of India. And surely, we all are contributing for the Viksit Bharat 2047. And first of all, let us thank our Skyroot team. Just the average age of 28 years, youngsters, our own brothers and sisters contributing for this great milestone. And of course, Mr. Pawan Goenka ji, as the InSpace chairman, also deserves high level of appreciation for his role as the InSpace chairman. Also, the ISRO centers and units for their role in hand-holding and supporting, enabling this great activity. And you all are part of us. We have so much time you have waited. And then let me also thank each and every one of you who are here on this momentous occasion. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now we can take on a few questions. Yeah.
Congratulations on making the history. The first question is, what was going on your mind during that hiccup moment? And when the Vikram 1, achieved the orbit, if you could please tell us about that.
Yeah. So, if you're mentioning about the hole we achieved, hole we encountered in the automated launch sequence, that's automated launch sequences are built to actually hold the launch. The entire purpose of building an automated launch sequence is to check each and every tiny parameter, software, hardware, all sensor parameter, every value is right and good to go for launch. Even a tiny hiccup, it should rise, hold, and post-manual analysis only we should clear for the next sequence. And it has done its job rightly. But the hiccup was a minor timing-based hiccup, which we did not encounter before in our rehearsal. But it is just a software parameter, not in the vehicle, but something in our systems on the ground has had an older value than what it's supposed to check. It's just a minor timing check-based issue, and simply once we realized it's that, and we simply by restarting the automated launch sequence, we were sure that we could achieve this thing, and we decided to simply go ahead with the second ALS, and it went pretty well as we all experienced it. Yeah, of course, it was indeed a tense moment, but that is something that is bound to happen, and we are all prepared for it, because that's what we expect from an automated launch sequence.
I just want to add, just one second, please. I just want to add that what I saw at that time in them was confidence. And they told me, sir, it's nothing big, it's a small glitch, some kind of a little change we have to do in the data entry point, and they said it will just get resolved in half an hour. I never thought it will happen. They're just saying it, but they were confident.
Yeah.
ஆக்சுவலாக பார்த்தீங்கன்னா இஸ்ரோயில் வந்து நிறையா ப்ரோக்ராம்ஸ் இருக்கும். இந்த வருஷம் நிறையா சேட்டலைட் லான்ச் பிளான் பண்ணியிருக்கோம். ககன்யான் ஃபஸ்ட்டு அன்க்ரூட் மிஷன் பிளான் பண்ணியிருக்கோம். அண்டு அட்லீஸ்ட் ஒரு 6-7 சேட்டலைட்ஸ் லான்ச் பிளான் பண்ணியிருக்கோம். ஸோ எல்லா ஒர்க்கும் சிங்க்ரனைஸ்ட் வேயாட்டு நடந்துகிட்ருக்கு. இன்னைக்கு வந்து we have done a major achievement, sky route achievement. I think better to compliment them and talk more about the space ecosystem, space sector reform, and startup companies' growth, and the role of sky route in achieving this. அதுதான் ரொம்ப இன்னைக்கு ரொம்ப ஆப்டாக இருக்கும். நம்ம வந்து வேற ஒரு டைமில் வந்து மற்ற ஆக்டிவிட்டிலாம்
Only one question. We'll pause on the next question, sir. Yeah. Mayuresh from
Yeah. Congratulations to both of you and Team Skyroot here. Yeah. So you told about the average age of the company is 28 years. Can you tell us more about the profile? Who are they and what is background? Whether they are coming from IITs or which colleges, which subject, and how they achieved this success within 2 years?
So in fact, Skyroot is one of the most diverse teams. So we have, fresh people out of college across, IITs, NITs, other colleges across the country, very diverse team. So we look at the best brains, passionate people across the country. So we have a mix of freshers, experienced people, and a diverse set of talent from other industries and other areas. So because in fact we are building 95% of talent at Skyroot have never worked on space before. So we have built from scratch, and a very diverse set of talent. We have people working at like 20 years and people at 80 years also working at Skyroot, and we also have like people coming from very close industries, people coming for completely different industries, bringing new perspectives into it. So I would say like it's a very diverse talent across India. It's very diverse across colleges, across type of talent, across type of expertise levels.
Mayuresh, one question.
Sir, congratulations, sir.
Yeah.
So what is the reason of the 35 minutes late the launch? Sir?
So that's one of the things the first question has addressed. Sir. Basically, there's something called automated launch sequence, in which like any minor this thing also minor issue faced also, we'll raise a hold, we'll analyze whether that's actually a worthy hold or not, and we restart the run. It's a normal practice that happens prior to launch. Because of that, there was a 30-minute delay, and we started. The launch time has been moved by 30 minutes, and we again attempted. That's it.
Pallav Bagla.
Yeah, Pallav Bagla, science editor, NDTV. Congratulations to Pawan and Naga and the 28-year-old average age 1,000-member team. But don't forget Pawan and Dr. Narayanan and the team who have really worked hard to get it. Two questions, sir. One, we've had a successful launch. Abdil Mange more. When do we get the second launch? And one question for Dr. Narayanan. Great that a private player has succeeded from Sriharikota. When do we see ISRO back on the launch pad, sir?
Yeah, first question, Paul.
So the next launch, as we speak, we are almost at the fag end of the manufacturing, and we hope to do that launch this year. And we're making all preparations for the next launch. And in fact, I was just discussing with Dr. Goenka, it's like building a space company is not a T20 match. It's like a test match. It's a long game. and then we need to make like more and more launches, build more and more heritage, and launch more and more satellites. So the second launch is coming soon. Thank you.
Hello, sir. Hello. Hello. We have noticed.
To your question, this finance year, at least we have targeted 7 launches are targeted this finance year, and we are going to start the launch within 2 months. From that, by March, we are targeting 6 or 7 launches. Already satellites are getting ready, and 2 satellites are totally built, and 5 or 6 satellites are just in the final phase of integration.
Okay, from third row, madam. One second. After that, we will take it. Okay. Mike.
This is for Dr. Narayanan actually. Today Skyroot was saying that today what was achieved today was the foundation for establishing regular launch cadence. No, is Sriharikota is equipped to meet the high frequency private sector launches, or do you think?
No, you have asked a very good question, and you all know. Number one, Sriharikota, we have got all the features, but then the taking 300 or 350 kg satellite from this big launch pads is not so optimum. So what is done is, initial launches will go from here. Then we are also building the second launch complex in Kulasegarapattanam. That is getting ready. Within this financial year, we are going to commission. That is what is the target. Once it is commissioned, depending upon the requirement, some of the launches will go from here, some of the launches will go from there. So that, depending upon the requirement, decision will be taken. So I think once again here we have to thank Prime Minister, because it was he who gave the approval to build the second launch complex in Kulasegarapattanam. And probably sometime you all can go and have a look of it. We will invite you also. And the facilities are in the final phase of commissioning. In another 6 months time frame, we are targeting to commission the facilities.
Congratulations, Team Skyroot. There are 2 questions. What are the toughest challenges you faced in developing Vikram 1? And one more thing, are you ready to compete with SpaceX?
So, just to answer the first question, rocket science is called rocket science for a reason, and we understood why it's called rocket science, because when we started, we were a bit naive in the sense we wanted to do it much faster than what we could accomplish, but it really took us double the time and double the money to actually come to where we are than what we anticipated, and all through the journey had great learnings in the developmental timelines, iterations required for each subsystems, because a rocket is thousands of systems working together in unison, and everything has to work well to make it a success. And even one failure will result in the full failure. So it's a very complex system to develop, and there was a great learning experience throughout the developmental effort of Vikram 1. May I know what the second question was?
Is Skyroot is ready to compete with SpaceX?
Yeah, so because SpaceX is a huge inspiration for any, most of the space tech startups in India. They started so early, and they're certainly way ahead, and a huge inspiration for Milestone and for our ambition. And of course, we aim to get to the capability that the SpaceX has, but we are starting small and with the small launch capability, and we eventually aim to get to the capability that SpaceX has already demonstrated soon.
Vian Siddharth, and I request to restrict to your Skyroot only. Okay.
So we've seen over the last 3 years that there's been a trend of launch activity declining. The number of satellites going to orbit from India and the number of rockets going to orbit from India are on a decline over the last 3 years. So the InSpace itself has projected that by 2033, Indian space economy will grow from present 8 billion to 44 billion, 5 times growth almost. If our launches and satellite numbers are going down, how do we expect the country's space economy to go up? What is the vision for this? Especially given that ISRO's launches are also on the decline. So small rockets, I understand, are crucial, but big rockets mean big money. So without that, what do you envision?
Well, this is the situation that we have today. But if you look at what is in the pipeline, and the picture looks very different. There are multiple things that are happening, both within ISRO and outside ISRO, that will help us to reach that number that you just talked about. both in terms of number of launches of 50 and the space economy at $44 billion. So Skyroot, we want to focus on that today and not deviate too much from it, but Skyroot is the first company to have done this launch. There are two other small launch vehicles that are in the pipeline, which will be ready in less than 1 year for launching. And ISRO, that Chairman ISRO can talk more, has multiple plans of different kind of satellites, both in terms of orbital missions and also in terms of the commercial. We have NSIL that is working hard on getting commercial orders for Indian launch vehicles, and a lot of work is happening there. We are also working on increasing capacity of LVM-3 rocket, which right now is only about 3 per year, which we are increasing. And as Chairman just mentioned, that we have this Kulsekapatnam coming up. So everything is sort of adding up. This is going to be a situation where we will have a slow growth in the beginning, because we are building up all the ecosystem, and then we are going to see a rapid growth. So as of now, we are very confident that whatever we have talked about in terms of future of Indian space sector for the economic or commercial side, we will get there.
Mike.
Quick question on the payloads. So we saw payloads, two payload separation. Skyroot had also put out a small CubeSat on this mission. Is Skyroot going to work on CubeSats as well in the future? And any updates on Mission Embrace that targeted to demo a debris capture arm?
So you're talking about the CubeSat deployment. So of course, at Skyroot, launch vehicle is one of the most complex technologies to build in the stack of the hardware stack, space infrastructure stack, and once we have access to space, and the Skyroot roadmap, we do have the plans to build the space systems, and this is just an experimental approach with which we built a 3U CubeSat with our own deployer. It is mainly to prove instead of there's multiple ways to prove a deployer. We build a deployer and we can get a customer, but we can build our own satellite also and deploy, so that we can get the satellite experience, and also if we can flight prove our own CubeSat deployers. So it just to serve multiple objectives with one approach. We build this demo satellites, but of course in the roadmap of Skyroot, currently we are fully focused on achieving orbit is one of the most difficult milestones in any launch vehicle company. And once we did that, the next big milestone for us to be able to reliably and repeatedly do it again and again, and that will be our next focus in that.
One question. ANI, please. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Sir,
We'll
give a chance to other people. Yeah, next question. Anybody?
Sir, about the built-in which has been used in this rocket, the carbon dated or the 3D printing, whether this will be used in your next projects too, or for your what is the question?
Yes, absolutely. In fact, for example, Vikram 1 is India's first all-carbon composite orbital rocket, where the entire structure of the rocket is built with carbon composite, which is very, very light compared to materials. And this is we built a strong expertise over the years, and we will be using this technology more and more as we go. For example, the deployer, the satellite which is deployed, the deployer also we built in carbon composite. This is also a unique first. So that's the technology which we have mastered well, and we'll keep on utilizing more and more in the future vehicles. And 3D printing is some of we use it very widely. So Vikram 1 has Raman 2 engine, Raman 1 engines 3D printed, and then we have cryogenic engines coming up for Vikram 2. They're also fully 3D printed. So the same stack of technology keeps going, and these are the best technology choices for building these vehicles. Thank you.
So thank you very much, sir. So with this, we are concluding today's session. We'll have a photo now.